Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Joy Gym. Um, we're going to go ahead and get started with our grounding meditation. I'm going to start by just playing some grounding chimes. So you can go ahead and find yourself in an upright but not uptight posture. Eyes opened or closed, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And just begin to come into this shared space together. Go ahead and notice your body sitting here. Notice your breath. It's kind of like we're walking into this room for the first time. And as we walk into the room and try to get a sense of what's alive for us, what the space looks like, we're also going to notice what's here and what might we have carried with us, any thoughts, any emotions. And perhaps there might even be something glaring in front of us in this space. Maybe you walked into a wall, or a big piece of furniture, or a neon sign that's flashing. Just notice that. Notice these things that are calling for our attention outside of the breath, outside of the sensations of the body. And then again, allowing your awareness to come and rest with sensations, whether that's sensations of breathing, maybe feeling the air as it comes in and out of your nostrils, into your lungs, your diaphragm expanding and contracting. Or tuning into sensations in the body as you sit, feeling the chair beneath you, feeling any points where your body comes in contact with your body. Maybe your hands are on your legs or your thigh or your stomach. Just noticing that. Allowing space for, again, whatever arises. Just being open and curious about what's here. Allowing the things that we do want. Allowing those things that keep popping up that maybe we want to put away or put down. Whether that's a thought or maybe lunch. But here it is. Encapsulating the pleasant and the unpleasant and the neutral. This moment, this breath is enough and complete as it is. Just taking a moment as we wrap this up to give some gratitude and appreciation to yourself for sitting for these few moments to just notice what's here. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and come back into the space, and I'll play a little more of these chimes to bring us out. Ha. Yes. I invite you with me to open your heart with a ha, just by saying ha, ha. So go ahead.
Ha.
Ha. Give yourself a good ha. Good. Good.
And this is bringing me so much joy right now being here that I'm going to cry. It's so fun. Woo! I'm just going to jump into our, talking exercise activity portion. I'm so happy to be here. Okay. I'm going to kind of I know not everyone was here last week, but last week we kind of did the sort of talking portion intertwined with like the activity exercise. And so I'm going to kind of try to do a similar thing here. So that was so amazing. Thank you all so much for your participation and being willing to like notice and share your joys. I'm like literally my energy is like, it's like, I feel like it's like everywhere in the room and like flying and connected to Sherwood and everything. But on that note, also what we're going to focus on right now is sort of a little bit of the opposite, because as we've been going, this is week 4. We've been, cultivating joy and the shift and movement towards it. And I'm sure you've noticed along the way that there is stuff that gets in the way. And that's kind of that's why we're doing what we're doing, because we know what we would like to feel more of or have more of, or we're figuring that out. And that's because there are things already here that we know we don't want. So I don't know if you saw in the email or whatever, but like if you have something to write on, a card, a piece of paper, whatever, anything, and some utensil, that'd be great. You can get that out now, and I'm going to continue to talk. One thing, the way Sherwood and I like to put it is that like as we do this and trying to move towards these more positive, wholesome, feel-good feelings and qualities and attitudes in life, the things that get in the way then and show up as a neon sign. So meaning that they show up really bright, really loud, strong, sometimes seem even more prominent and stronger than they were before. But that's normal. That's what happens. So if that does seem to be happening for you, again, totally normal. We're trying to do something new here or something new more often. And so some old way wants to come up and say, no, I'm here. This is what you normally do. Look at me. Pay attention to me still. So, what I'm going to have you do is kind of just like reflect on that right now in this moment. So I'm going to give you like a minute to just kind of sit with what I just said. And perhaps you already know what your big thing is, like kind of like your tendency, your pattern, your conditioning, like one of your big main things that can get in the way of it. Or maybe you don't know and you can kind of be thinking of what it might be right now. I'm going to give
some examples.
Yes, I'm going to give a few examples exactly of what that could be, which I'm sure you're familiar. But okay, so being critical, a tendency towards that, being anxious, angry, perfectionistic, is not being present, being distracted, sadness, judgment, fear, boredom, what?
Comparison.
Comparing to other people all the time. So those are just a bunch of words that describe a bunch of things you all are at least somewhat familiar with. All right, so I'm going, the last piece though is that as you're I'm going to give you about a minute to reflect, and as you're reflecting, you can write stuff down, but what we're trying to do is come at it with our attitude of like curiosity, openness, spaciousness that we've also been working on. So it's okay. There's space for this. It's been here and we're just trying to notice it more now. And so as you're reflecting and then writing, you can kind of feel into what does it feel like for you. And so try to get specific with what your like one big main thing is, even though there might be a lot of little ones or a lot of medium-sized ones, but maybe a big one for you, and feeling into what it feels like, what the body feels like. How does it bring you down? Maybe some words or thoughts that go with it. Just kind of whatever, anything like that. Thinking, reflecting, and writing it down. Go.
What gets in the way of joy?
What gets in the way of joy, especially for you? All right, I'm just going to say one more thing before we kind of move into sharing about it, which is just that, so one of the main reasons why it's so important to identify and sort of do it like this is because becoming aware of our biggest neon signs, obviously then in the moment will help us to, like, if we can get to know it on a really profound level, then when it's happening, we are more likely to be more aware of it. But if we don't get to know it well, and we just kind of want to push it away or ignore it, the actual truth is that these things will actually be so much in control and be such a neon sign that they take over, and we don't even know what's happening. We think we know, but we really don't, because these ones are really strong and really powerful, and they've been operating, you know, very easily and for a long time now. So even though you might think, you know, oh, I'm an anxious person, it again operating on such a deep level. So we're just trying to get aware of it in a way that when it's happening, instead of it taking us over and out of the moment so much we don't know what's happening, that awareness allows it to loosen the grip, allows the spaciousness, and then kind of move towards this cultivation of joy.
I assume everybody has written down one thing, maybe a few, as I have. Let's take a moment to just share them. You might encounter an aha moment like, oh, yes, that too. And there are many. This is a complex fabric that can dampen our joy at times. But let's just take a moment and share, what is that big thing for you? I will start, and mine is comparison. Generally comparison to possibilities, to past events. There could be more people here. There could be less people here. The plethora of options. That's this comparison to other possibilities. And that often gets in the way of my joy.
Thank you all so much for your shares and your vulnerability and honesty. That was incredible. And it's like, how can you have joy out of talking about all the bad stuff? But I do. I have so much, the connection, the humanity. And just know that we talk joy is resilient. This is the way forward. We're little shifts, movement. We're moving towards something. And this is what we have to do, right? Face the stuff that is not great. So for our homework, basically kind of this exercise as ongoing in daily life, if you can even a couple times sort of notice, or when you're trying to attune to joy, noticing what comes up, your neon sign, or perhaps you'll just notice it because you talked about it today, when it, you know, noticing it, but with spaciousness, with that attitude of curiosity, right? Allowing it there, no judgment, knowing, right, we're all in the same boat together. And so allowing for it, seeing it, and then if possible, right, if possible, the joy in your back pocket, can you bring it up? Can you bring it out and just move a little bit in that direction and like watch it and feel it happen in the moment? And if not, no worries, of course. But if you can, wonderful, right? I do want to be able to like wrap up also with like one word appreciations, like really fast, like everyone come off mute and
all at once,
like one word of something you are joyful or appreciative for, and then that can be like our final just hit of joy before we go.
I'll just keep talking about gratitude and appreciation.
We'll still be here, okay?